Hey, look where we're back at it again. Crafting. Let's get back to crafting. We have one final picture, Jeremy, if you want to hold that up.
Look, it stands up on its own.
Oh,
look at that.
Stands up on its own.
Look at this picture. You guys know this picture at all? Because this was our first day I ever took you to Silver Dollar City.
I know.
Remember that?
And we got locked up.
Got in the jail.
Got in the jail.
I think it's, well, somebody just said that's appropriate, and I think that's inappropriate to say that's appropriate. There you go.
Okay, sorry, I've already decided. I love this butterfly paper, so I want to use it in some way, some form, some fashion.
So why don't you cut out some butterflies?
Okay, so
I'm gonna find
individually?
Some, yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna find some fun stuff, because there's two options with this craft, guys. So I'm gonna show you this frame. So this is all what I'm calling like a snow day project. So I went to my attic when I was iced into my house on Monday, and I found picture frames that we made yesterday, and I also found this picture frame, which is basically like a cardboard, it's a black gloss covered cardboard. So it's very easy to Mod Podge items on top. So you could do it where you could cover the entire thing with the scrapbook paper, or you can cut out shapes and Mod Podge them directly on and leave the black as the base. So what we decided to do is cut out the shapes, and we'll Mod Podge them on in just in a fun decor type, you know, array of flowers, butterflies, shapes, dots, whatever you want, and just make it fun and cute, but you could cover the whole thing if you wanted to as well. So I'm gonna find another shape, let me see. And I love finding things. What's the matter, Maddie?
I'm sweating. That took a lot out of me.
Oh, okay, I'll cut out a flower. I'm loving the, oh, and there was good flowers back here though, too. Oh, those flowers. It's just fun. And this is a fun project if you're stuck at home and you need something to do with the kids.
Yeah.
Find what, it's always fun to cook with things that you just find in your house. Like, what can I make with this?
Yes,
Or
always fun. Always
fun to see, you know, what supplies do I have that I have not used that I need to use? Which includes me, a book of scrap paper, and some frames in my attic. So there you go.
Yeah, I've got random stuff like lying around. Like I have a bunch of paint at my house that I've never ever used, but I have it. So it's always good to be like, oh, got this. Because one year for Geraldo's birthday, I wanted to, like, us do, like, a paint-off on little canvases. They sat there for 2 years before we finally threw them away.
Oh,
we never did it. That's why I have the paint and the brushes and all that jazz. So, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is do this. Let me see if I can do this. So I'm going to take this.
Got you some butterflies. I'm trying to figure out which color I want to do next. Maybe this dark, maybe these orange and dark blue ones. There we go. That way we'll have an even number.
So what I did here, guys, is I know I got that. There we go. I've cut this upside down so I can find out where the corner is, because I wanted to leave, see, look at that. So now I cut it so it sits there. And then on this top one, I'm just going to take my knife like this.
Okay.
And cut here. Sorry if I'm blocking the cameras. Oh goodness, here, I'll just cut that one. I just ripped up here's the thing, I should have changed out my knife blade before I came here, because I've been working with this knife on my Habitat for Humanity project at home, which you guys will see next week.
I'm so excited for this.
Please don't set your expectations too high, please.
You always say that, and every time my expectations are just like blown out of the water. It's so good.
This one is very time consuming, and it's a lot of layers and a lot of process, and it's been a little bit stressful, but I will overcome. I will overcome.
You will overcome.
Okay, so what I'm doing first is I'm going to add a little layer of Mod Podge right here in this corner where I'm placing this flower and leaf. Then I'm going to set this in place.
Okay.
Right like this. Now, what I typically like to do with using Mod Podge is I will put the layer underneath and let it sit and dry. Then once it's dry, I will come back and put a top coat on to protect it. But if you add too much Mod Podge too quickly, it could bubble.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Perfect. Oh, and look at these butterflies. Perfect. So I'm going to set...
They're just fluttering around on the frame.
Oh, this
Anybody?
is so...
No.
Is that a quote? Should I know that?
No.
Is that a movie?
I'm just talking. I was hoping for some sort of a giggle, but that's like doing stand-up all over again.
Oh, Miss Maddie, can you please just stand up for us right now?
No, absolutely not.
Please.
People would turn off the TV, and we don't want that.
Maddie, now come on. We tell dad jokes every day after the show with Dan.
Yeah, that's because Dan's good at them.
Okay, so I'm just eyeballing this, guys. I have no rhyme or reason, no plan. So far we have some butterflies in the corner. We have a flower. I'm gonna need another flower, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some more flowers.
Can we do like
well, that's kind of hidden.
Yeah.
Here, let me move this out of the way so we can turn the book a little bit. It's fun though to be creative, and the kids can cut out shapes or they can glue it on. Well, if you see anything you like, just throw it at me. Let's see, stripes, chevrons, home. Oh, a little house might be cute, but no, it's more botanical.
Okay,
Is there a better green flower? I want some pops of green.
Because if you're gonna do it on a corner.
Oh, you know what we could do, Maddie? Could you do this? Could you cut this pink and green one out together like that?
Yeah,
How cute is that?
Sorry, taking it, running with it.
Running with it. And again, once this completely dries, I'll put the top coat back on. But this is just kind of like a fun little project. And these frames are very inexpensive. I think you get them like at the dollar store because they're basically just protected, glossed over cardboard,
which is so crazy.
It's so easy. But even if we left it like this, guys, look how cute that is. Let me put a top coat on. You are still getting so fast!
We have less than a minute.
I know, but you were so slow yesterday because you were so you were concentrating.
I was very.
And now Maddie's like, boom, done.
You need a flower? I got a flower.
So, yeah, so that's what it kind of looks like now. And we only have 30 seconds, so I'm not gonna rush to put this next one on. But even if you left it like this, let it dry, put a whole top coat of Mod Podge, at least you have it balanced from corners to corner.
Yeah.
And it's just something super duper fun.
Would this, I'm just curious, would this go like right here on the bottom?
Yeah, look
and
how
then
cute
we would
that'd
cut
be.
that.
And we'd cut the excess.
And yeah.
Look how cute that would be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to do that. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be doing that through
We'll be doing that.
Okay. That does look really cute.
All right, perfect. All right, when we come back, we'll be talking to our dear friend,
Lynn Shaw.
Lynn Shaw.
Warrior, Lynn Shaw, for Human Trafficking Awareness Month. So we'll be right back. That is super cute.
That is super